watching Rogers TV.
Welcome to the show. Oh my goodness, I gotta tell you, today there is a buzz in that green room like you've never seen before. You're wondering what a green room is? It's where all our guests gather. So we're so fortunate on this show because it's an hour show and it's in the afternoon. All our guests gather a half hour before the show and they get to meet each other, and there is quite a buzz, and there's quite a buzz in the kitchen today too. You know why? Because she's never been on television before and she's stepping out of her comfort zone in 2024. And not only never been on television, this is live television. Jazz Mandel joins me. She is not your average yoga teacher and a retreat leader. Welcome.
Yeah, thank
Great
you
to have
so
you
much.
here.
Thank you.
My first question is, I love the title, Not Your Average Yoga Teacher. You have to explain that title for me.
So when I first started teaching yoga, anytime I tried to Google what a yoga teacher is supposed to be, right? You'd get very specific images, very aesthetic images, and I didn't see myself reflected in those. And when I started to really embody what the yoga practice was supposed to be, which is not just the physical part of it, I realized that's what was missing, right?
Nice.
So it's not your average yoga teacher, which is just going to teach you the physical components, which we seem to get a lot of, but we're going to take into account your mind, your body, your spirit. The food helps with that, which is what we're going to do today. And everything in between.
So that's interesting you mentioned food, because people probably tuning in are watching us in the kitchen and they're going, Derek, and by the way, we have another wonderful yoga teacher on the show today, just after this segment where we're going to do some yoga, but they're probably thinking to themselves, Derek, why is your yoga teacher in the kitchen? You mentioned food a very important part of our lives, but your life personally as well, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we all love food, and who doesn't love, Punjabi food, Indian food? Very flavorful, all of that wonderful stuff. And it's just, it's about giving ourselves permission and rebuilding the relationship that we have with things like food. Now, first thing I do want to say is that I'm not a dietitian. I'm not, I'm not like within that field, the food field.
Yeah.
But this is more so just to have fun and to explore, different flavors if you've not tried it. Especially here, in Canada, we're lucky to have exposure to so many different cultures and just be diverse in that way. But if you want to experiment with making it yourself, right, this is a really great place to start.
There's so much satisfaction. And I was telling you before the show, I like going out. I go to a lot of events and so forth. Food is great. We have wonderful restaurants. We have amazing chefs on the show. But creating something yourself at home, it's a great experience.
Absolutely.
Right? And I think we've turned in society for some people, I'm not going to say the majority, but for some people going, it's like a chore now, right?
Yeah.
I don't got time to make anything. It's a chore. Yeah. But have fun, take your time, as you said, make it a yoga experience, right?
Being present. So the one thing that I want to use to tie yoga to everything else is just the definition of yoga. So like I said, it's a very specific sort of definition of yoga that comes up if you Google it. Right? But when you start to really break it down and you start to strip away all the different layers, what is yoga? It's doing anything with intention. So when we're cooking, when we're having a cup of coffee, when we're having a conversation, as long as you're fully present, not thinking about, okay, what am I going to say to respond, right? As we're having this conversation, that's actually a practice in yoga as well.
That's amazing you say that. My wife just finished reading a book called Stolen Focus.
Yes.
Do you know the book?
I love it. It's a fantastic book.
She has just been sharing I have to read it now after because she's just been sharing the experience, and I highly recommend this book, but it's about what you're talking about, being present, being in the moment, setting things aside.
Absolutely.
As someone's telling a story, you're not thinking about, I've got a story.
Yes,
no, just listen to the damn story.
Exactly.
It's right here. Okay, let's make some stuff. Okay. Sorry.
So,
I've gone off on a tangent here.
No, this is fantastic. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to learn how to make samosa.
Okay.
And we're going to do this really, really quick, just because, here we are.
Yeah.
I've done some of the prep, but I'm going to go, first thing I'm going to do is put you to work. So I have the spices that we're going to use this time here. Can you guess which ones they are?
Okay, I got some pepper here.
Okay.
It's anise?
No. Cumin.
Cumin?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I should smell it.
That might help.
Cinnamon? No?
No, that's garam masala.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's cinnamon in that
There's a
too,
little bit.
right?
There's
okay.
yes. Okay, so you pick that
You
up.
got your Himalayan salt there, and I'm going to say oregano.
No, take a whiff.
Oh, I recognize it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in this trivia game all of a sudden. What is it?
Fenugreek.
Fenugreek.
Yeah, fenugreek.
Okay.
So,
am I putting all that in here?
yeah, so what we're gonna do is we've got some potatoes already in there, and so you're gonna
Mash 'em
maybe
up
mash it a little bit, and then
Okay.
just add everything, and then give it a solid mash once again.
You got it. And you've got, I guess, the pastry over there ready to go?
I do, yes. So I'm just going to roll this out a little bit more. So this is something that we can both do together.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mix this in. I have never, in all my years, this is year 20 in television, never
Yeah.
made samosas on the show. One of my
What?
favorite things in the world is samosas and the sauce that usually comes with it.
yes.
Let's be honest,
Well,
it's so good.
It's all about the sauce, right?
Not all about it. You got to have a good samosa too, because you don't want it too dry either.
I'm just
it
gonna
can be
grab
tricky.
some water right
Yeah.
here. I'm just gonna put this right here. So that's
Sure.
pretty mashed up, yeah?
Yeah, it's not bad.
A little bit more maybe?
Okay.
Just give it a good.
Okay.
Okay. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab the knife here.
Okay.
We're going to take this beautiful flatbread that I've just rolled out and cut it down the middle.
All right.
I'm going to give you a piece.
Okay.
I'm going to take a piece,
All right.
and we're going to hold it in our hand.
Okay.
And that's why I put this in the middle. So, are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, so you're going to drape it over your left fingertips.
Okay.
And the seam is going to be facing out. So
All right.
flip it
Oh.
over.
Gotcha.
There you go.
Okay.
Perfect. We're going to take some water and put it along the inner seam here.
Okay.
And we're going to make a little cone shape. We're going to take that bottom piece and fold it over.
Fold it over. Need a little more like that.
Yeah, almost.
A little more coney.
A little more coney. Yeah, there you
There
go.
we go.
Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, look, on your first try, look at that.
Not bad.
All right, we're going to squeeze it completely
Okay.
shut.
Yeah.
And then we're going to take that spoon that I have on the
Okay.
side there, and we're going to fill it. See? What up?
Holy jumping. This is it?
Yeah, so just take the spoon there and
Okay.
you can fill it.
This is great. There we go.
Yeah, and I'm going to grab it
Your
too.
turn. I'll wait for you so I don't mess this up.
You won't. It's pretty hard to mess up samosa. This is one of the reasons why I love doing these workshops, is that it's just one of those things, once you learn how to do it, you can have a conversation. It's like one of my earliest childhood memories is my mom and her friends and, you know, my friends in the kitchen just
making samosas.
cooking. And,
cooking
you know,
in
it was
general,
community,
right.
right? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just press that potato in, and
Okay.
then wet your finger and put some water along that inner.
I might have overfilled, but that's
No,
okay.
that's okay. That's totally, no, we don't samosa shame here.
Okay. I love it.
Okay, and then squeeze that top shut.
All right.
Okay.
And you mentioned workshops. You have workshops that happen throughout the year.
I
Your
do.
one on January 20th sold out.
Yeah.
So that tells you how popular it is, everybody. But you've
Yeah.
got others coming up in February?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
So February, the workshop schedule for the year is up, actually. So
Okay, excellent.
go ahead, and then if you
Oh,
want to
and you
make
did
it
a little
fancy,
fold, huh?
yeah, like you would a pie crust.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Look at that, folks. That's how easy it is. We've got 30 seconds left. Let me just, through the magic of television, ta-da! There we have it. Look at that. So
That's what you
these
do.
haven't been cooked. How long would you put that in the oven for?
So you want, those are actually deep fried.
Okay.
I mean, we want to go like full out
Hear ya.
crispiness. Deep
Absolutely.
fry them for about 30 seconds when the oil is really, really hot. So
Jazz, we'll
you're
have to
good.
have you back again sometime. I can't believe we ran out of time already. Thank you so much. Really
I appreciate it. It was great.
Visit her website, Yoga with Jazz.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober. 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Hi guys, it's Maggie, Mrs. Calabash and Derek. And whoa, we're back. Rogers Television, so please watch us on Rogers Television. We've just done our first show. It was Anytime Shrimp Special and an Asian salad. So please, remember, Rogers Television, Mrs. Calabash cooks. I'll see you guys.
Join us for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. We remain on that topic, talking about yoga, and what a small world. I think everybody in our green room today actually knows each other, because as Jazz left, she turns and goes, oh my God, Shelley, it's you. Shelley Murdoch joins me on the show. She is also a yoga teacher, personal trainer, group fitness instructor, author, by the way, of this fabulous book, which we'll talk about as well. Welcome. Great to have you here.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm so excited.
Shelley, we talked to Jazz about sort of her introduction to yoga. Tell me about yours.
Mine's more of a funny story.
Okay, I like funny stories.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm a mixed martial artist, Taekwondo. I'm a marathon runner. I like everything, used to like everything all out all the time.
Okay.
And about 20 years ago, my teenage daughter asked me to go to yoga with her to try it, and I went, oh.
I had that same reaction, by the way, when my wife asked me to do yoga, 100%.
Yeah. And I rolled my eyes and I thought, well, okay, but you never say no when your teenager asks you something, right? So I said, okay, but can we rollerblade there and back? At least mommy gets her fix.
Yeah.
And the moment I started, I loved it. And I fell in love with it. It brought me to a place of calmness and peace, even though it was similar to martial arts, to boxing, to running, where that breath takes you into another place, where you focus on only your breath and everything else around you just melts away.
Yeah, and it's interesting, you know, from your perspective, being a go person, and then, you know, getting into yoga. What changed in that? Like, did you continue to do? I imagine you could, but yeah. did your body change in ways that you weren't expecting?
Oh yes, because it prolonged running, it prolonged kickboxing, it prolonged Taekwondo. It gave me that space to rest and restore in between, which is what we need for our bodies really to be there. It's kind of a yin and the yang.
Right.
You need that strong, and you have to get soft and pliable before you can give that hard and that push, right?
Right.
And it increases your range of motion, which is really, truly important. So getting that grace of movement, that full movement. So when I would do my workouts, my runs, my weight training sessions, running up the stairs wearing ankle weights, you know, doing that to get stronger, then I would appreciate the yoga classes where I just tuned into my body and breathed and let everything go.
You're going to give us some demos today, right? And why don't we do that, and we can continue our conversation while we do some demonstrations here.
Absolutely. So the first thing I always talk about is warm-ups and range of motion.
Okay, let me just take this
jacket
jacket
off. Come get cozy,
off.
get comfy.
Yeah, exactly.
Come onto the mat. And I always say when we come onto the mat is you want to find your sweet spot, your Goldilocks spot. So it's how you feel today, not how you felt when you woke up this morning. So let's come down to the mat. We'll just take in our regular cat and cows.
All right.
So you can use this as a warm-up, a yoga pose. Spread your fingers nice and wide.
Okay.
And press into the heels of the hands.
All right.
And press into the index fingers and feel like your index finger and your thumb are pressing down that webbing in between. Traction your hands down. Now imagine you have a blueberry, one of those New Jersey ones, the big ones under, not Lac Saint Jean, those sweet ones, right? So you don't want to crush it.
Right.
I want you to tuck your toes under, give a little love to the back line of your feet, spread your sits bones. Belly is soft. And as you draw the heart through, inhale, nice little stretch. And as you press through the heels of the hands, dome up your palm, exhale, navel to spine, round in. Nice stretch. So you can take it as deep or as, you know, mellow as you wish.
Right.
Draw your inhale through. So when you warm up before you do a workout, exhale. You want to make sure that you come into some dynamic stretching.
And what do you mean by that? What's
So dynamic is moving. So you want to find a movement, and you don't want to be static. Static, holding one's position for a long time.
Right.
So before you run, before you work out, the purpose of a warm-up is to get your mind mentally prepared. It's also to warm up the muscles, prepare the body for a workout. So a warm-up is about 40 to 60% effort. You don't want to give it all. You just want to do it nice and slow. Everybody's eager to get in there, but preventing injury.
Guilty. Guilty as charged.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's what you kind of want to do. So after you've done a couple of 6 to 8 rounds of cow and cat, you just want to untuck the toes a little. I just like to tuck the toes, get the feet in.
Okay.
So from here, you're going to step the right foot to right pinky.
All right.
Now, use your blocks if you like under your hands. The blocks are always there. Yeah.
Just to give you, in case you can't get down that far.
And a lot of folks, it's not accessible for them. So you want to bring it down nice and easy. You can bring your hands underneath and just bring yourself into a little bit of adductor rock. So turn your toes out just a wee bit. And bring the
that way?
Nope, towards the right.
Yeah.
And bring the blocks underneath your shoulders.
Okay.
Nope, right in here in front.
Okay.
Yep. There you go.
This is why you're here.
And then just rock back and forth a little bit. Forward
We're down to
and back.
30 seconds?
Oh,
2.5. No,
Oh,
2.5.
wow.
We got lots of time.
We got lots of time. So just rock back and then just take a big stretch all the way up. Lift up, stretch up. And you're going to thread it through underneath, calm and easy to your body. And then take it back up. And you're going to do that a few times. 2 or 3, see how it feels. And after you do that a few times, nice and smooth, opens up through the heart.
It tests your balance, too.
It does.
Guess what I've learned?
What?
I need better balance.
Yes, and that's what you need to work on for all of us.
For sure. Because one of your perspectives, which I thought was very interesting, getting into yoga, was that you probably knew this before, but any movement is good movement.
Exactly.
Right?
Precisely.
Sometimes we get older and we can't do the same thing, but then we stop moving and we become sedentary. Where what are we doing? We're watching Netflix and whatever is Disney Plus, streaming all these services and doing nothing. Your perspective is do something while you're doing that.
Exactly.
Right?
So let's say we are watching Netflix. Just hang out.
Okay.
I'm going to show you.
We're watching Netflix.
We're watching
folks.
Netflix.
What show are you watching?
Mustard Dogs. I like mustard
really?
dogs. Yeah.
Okay.
So
how are you? I don't know if I can do that.
See if it is, plus you're in jeans, right? So you want to bring one leg across. That's good enough.
Okay.
You just bring your balance right here.
Bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just allowing yourself to drop in. So when you're here, you're just watching your TV, taking a moment. You're stretching internally and externally rotating your hip. You can walk yourself forward a little bit, see how that feels.
Okay.
Just hang out there for a little bit, and you can, if you want, you can use your blocks under your hands.
Okay.
Bring them under. And bring your hands. You can bring your elbows there. Just hinging forward, right onto the blocks.
Oh, onto
there
the
you
block.
go, right onto the block.
Before I run out of time, you've written a fabulous book. I
have.
showcased it early on, but I didn't get a close-up on. Tell everybody about the book and how they can get a copy here.
The book is a wonderful book. It's about sustaining, sorry, a little bias there. It is a book for beginners in fitness, women over 50. It really can be for anyone. It's a beginner's fitness book.
Okay.
It's also for people who get injured. Just as you said, as we get older, we forget to take care of our bodies.
Right.
And we sit down more. Now, sitting sedentary, my belief is active aging versus sedentary aging.
And to pick up a copy of the book?
Amazon. It's on Amazon.
There
you can
go.
find it there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Charlotte. Really appreciate it.
Join me on the mat.
We'll be back with more right after this.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
My name is Matthew Rutledge. I'm a 60 scoop survivor, born in Red Lake. Was adopted from there to Toronto at the age of 4. A lot of our brothers and sisters, family members got separated from each other. That was the government's goal, to break that connection from brothers and sisters. Basically taking the Indian out of the child. Right now, they're still trying to find themselves. Originally, my birth name is Harvey Halverson. In my high school days, teens, I was trying to fit into society. I knew I was First Nations, but I didn't know who I was inside. I think later in life, I started that journey. I am proud, Anishinaabe man, who I am now. I love life, who I am.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Welcome back. I should mention off the top here, a big thanks to all my guests. I'm reminded because my next guest's daughter is here because it's a snow day, and there's a big snowfall happening today in Ottawa. So a big thanks to all the guests, and make sure to stay safe out there on the roads. Give yourself a little bit of extra time. Lisa Cashin is the co-owner of Everything But the Kitchen Sink. She's been on the show before. She joins me today because some exciting news happening over the holidays with you. So before we get to that exciting news, let's talk a little bit about, for people that aren't familiar with you, they should be, how this all got started for you.
So it started in 2014. We opened a Facebook group kind of just to keep ourselves busy, you know, when having newborns and babies, something to do at home. Started running pre-orders, and every year got busier and busier till me and my business partner, Kristen, both quit our jobs and took it on full-time.
It got that busy?
Yes.
So were you just, you started off with a particular product and then grew from there?
Yeah, just did a random purchase from some infinity scarves from China, brought them in, sold them wholesale, and then kind of just snowballed into there to more and more things where it would take up 40 plus hours a week and couldn't keep up with the day job.
That is just amazing.
Yeah.
So the Facebook group, I imagine, then turned into what, like a sort of an online store, right?
So we do our weekly pre-orders, so everything gets posted there every week, 20 to 30 different items a week. Everything happens there. And then, yeah, we just recently opened a store.
So the two of you are like curators.
Yeah.
You go, so what do you look for when you're choosing a product?
Anything and everything.
Really,
Anything we can get just a really good deal on. We love kid stuff, home decor. A lot of it stems from probably what we want for ourselves in our home.
Right.
Or something we're looking for. Hey, can I get a bulk discount if I buy 200-300 of them?
Right.
Yeah, so it goes
hence
from
the
there.
Everything But the Kitchen Sink.
Exactly.
That makes complete sense now. So yeah, you mentioned you opened a store. So how did that come about?
So we moved in March to a new location in Orleans. Our warehouse went up for sale on Canatech, and when we moved, we had a big, beautiful storefront, all windows, half warehouse and half nicely done floors, and a busy parking lot where people were constantly walking in. So we just saw the opportunity. We have half of a room we're not using. Let's make something out of it, and decided to pop up a store for Christmas.
So you did that. You popped up. We're seeing some shots of it, by the way, on screen here. So you did that. You popped up the store. You ran it till Christmas, but now you've closed it back down with a new grand reopening February 1st. Why did you have to do that?
So just we rushed to have it open for Christmas time with all of our overstock and just some extra things that we brought in. But then with Christmas break and the Christmas season being so busy for us, we're just using January to refill the shelves, reorganize the store, clean everything up so it's cleaner and more organized.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes complete sense. You brought some stuff along with you here. Let's showcase some of the wares you brought along with you here today.
So we run a lot of custom buys. So a local lady in Orleans, we run this one. So custom mom shirts, and then I have my 3 kids' names on the sleeve.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, so we do the grandma, any variation of grandma names as well.
Right.
Another just funny sweaters.
I like the one you're wearing.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it. Very nice.
And our line of leggings, which is super popular, super stretchy.
I remember when you were last, or even the first time you came on the show, this was like one of your best sellers.
Yeah, so it's our own brand. We have our label on it and everything.
Yes,
so we created these. My daughter wears them. I wear them. Everyone wears them.
Are they comfortable? Yeah? Daughter gives the thumbs up. Okay, that's good. What have you got here?
So we also do another popular one, custom pet pillows. So this is my dog Lola and Nike. So we do a lot of these for pets that pass away, but also just for kids to have as plushies. So our Lola passed away in February. So this is her.
That's adorable.
And then our Nike. So we do, a lot of people do cats, horses, hamsters.
Oh, I can see my dogs for sure.
And they come in all kinds of sizes too, so it's perfect.
Wonderful idea. So you got some bedding over here as well?
So another, we do a lot of home stuff. So something like this goes for, on average, $56 to $61 in store. We have them for $26 to $31.
Wow.
Bed in a bags go up to $100. We have them for under $50.
Unbelievable.
So just some of the wholesale deals we get, and we pass the savings on to everybody.
Right. What's been the response from customers? Because obviously you've created this Facebook group, right, where you have a lot of regular people. They know about you.
Oh, yeah.
When they found out you were doing brick and mortar, what was that response like?
We have a lot of customers that are further out from Ottawa too. So I've had a lot of my Orleans customers come in and purchase as well. We have them order online as well through our website, which we're working on getting everything up on there. But yeah, the store was very busy over Christmas.
Nice.
It was hard to get the regular stuff done.
Now with the growth of the business, do you see any what's the goal moving forward?
Ideally, I would like to open more stores.
Really, under that sort of umbrella of everything but the kitchen sink?
Everyone loves to just see the stuff and touch it. So for my regulars that are kind of more used to it, but someone who's more new to the group will just be like, well, what is the product? I kind of want to see it. So I've had a lot of people come in over Christmas that was like, okay, now I understand how this works. I've seen some of it. I'm ready to go back to the group and buy now, because it seems intimidating at first.
Right, right. When it comes to holidays, then do you theme things, like when you're curation?
Yes.
When you start curating things, you're looking for things. What was some of the popular Christmas items that you thought?
The Christmas popular items, we did a lot of the Christmas sweaters and Christmas T-shirts and Christmas necklaces, earrings.
I saw
like
some of the stockings too that you had. The custom stockings.
Yeah,
just a great idea.
Oh yeah, everyone loves that kind of stuff.
Do you work with clients to customize things, or do they have to go through sort of the manufacturer? How does that process work?
So we take it all in. They'll comment or send us their order of what they want, and we take care of everything.
It's just,
so you just give me your kids' names and what colors you want, and we'll take care of the rest.
Very, very cool. So your grand reopening, you're doing a little bit of a party. Like, what do you have planned for the grand opening?
We're just going to have a grand reopening February 1st, all new products, some never before seen stuff, and that's about it.
Can you give me a hint of some of the never before seen? Have you already started choosing?
Some new home decor, some new home stuff, just stepping away from the holiday stuff from the Christmas rush, so trying to bring in more of the basics, which is what everyone needs then.
Okay, I was in, I won't even say the grocery store, but I was in the grocery store just picking up something for lunch on my way here today, and they actually had spring items out already. Is that where we're going already?
Already,
Spring is in?
A lot of manufacturing from overseas or anyone else they have their Chinese New Year, so a lot of these places will be closed till mid-February, so you kind of have to order it now.
So you got to get it now. Well, at least you'll be prepared for spring, and it gives you something interesting. Of course, you can find you on social media. Whereabouts what's the location again?
1455 Uville Drive in Orleans, Unit 116.
Fantastic. Congratulations on all your success. We'll be back with more right after this. Talking home decor, as a matter of fact. Don't go anywhere.
Today, I helped a senior find transportation to an important medical appointment.
Today, I helped a new mom find virtual programming so she didn't feel so isolated.
Today, I helped someone understand new government supports.
Every day, 211 navigators connect Canadians to critical government and community programs and services.
211. Help starts here.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
I still remember the games. The laughter, the footsteps through the hallway. I'll never forget the challenges.
Every day I come back from work, it's always like this. We're yelling in front of the kids.
I'll never forget the help we needed. How far we've come.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
On Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. We're going to talk a little therapy now. And I mentioned, we're talking decor. You're wondering therapy. Yes, because we're talking Decor Therapy Plus. And for your decor therapy, each and every month, Sue Pitchford joins us. She is the principal designer and owner of Decor Therapy Plus. Welcome back, Sue. Great to have you here. So this is a great conversation because for most people, when they think, moving into a new home, it's exciting, but it can be extremely stressful. I think for you, though, it was probably 90% exciting and 10% stressful, but because you did it purposely, right?
Oh, I did.
You took your time looking for the exact right property. Walk me through that process.
Sure. So my son and his now wife moved to Van Cleek Hill about 2.5 years ago, and so I've been looking to move closer to them, and I wanted to go back to a small town.
Okay.
And my dream has always been to live in a century home. And luckily, we found it, and it, pinch me because I'm living in this house. I get up every day. Like I drove out the driveway this morning, and I look back and I go, "That's my house."
That's my house.
It still hasn't, sunk in yet.
Yeah, and you sent us some photos, Sue, and I want to show
Sure.
the outside shot of this place because, to be honest with you, I love Van Cleek Hill, but because of my job, coming into the studio and so forth, but this would be one of my favorite styles of home. What stood out to you to this particular style?
Well, for me, as I said earlier, my dream's always been living in a century home, but this with a balcony. And it's so funny because I always wanted a century home. There's me, very happy in my
I love
porch.
that shot.
Needed a big porch. And for me, I wanted the inside to be renovated.
Right.
Because I'm not a renovator, I'm a designer. I want it all done. So here's a great picture. The entire home was redone.
Okay.
They touched every single piece of the home. They actually took it all back to the studs.
So modernized the interior of the home, but left, that beautiful sort of heritage look on the exterior.
Yeah.
And then we have the pile of boxes here. And for most, right, it's, again, it's stressful. We get everything in you. But you were excited to unpack, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm one of those crazy ones that love to move and unpack because to me it's like Christmas, right? And it took me 3 days to unpack all my boxes, and then I had to figure out where to put things. And that's where the stress that you were talking about, that 10% stress that I had everything, like we all do at our homes, we have things where they are.
Right.
And when you live there for any period of time and you move, you can't recreate that.
Yeah, because they're all little vignettes, right? Like you're seeing here, right? This probably isn't a vignette that you had in your previous home,
like
right?
half this stuff was all over the house in other areas. So for me, I help clients pull that together, but I really had fun doing it for myself. And it was a little, I don't want to say stressful, but anxious at times.
Right.
Because I had split chairs up and I moved things to totally different purposes. And so this, for me, I wanted to find out where to put my family's heritage gallery.
Right.
And I didn't know where to put it. And then I was sitting in the living room one day and I saw this spot and I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
So it's like little wins, when you find those little special places.
And I love the gallery wall look, and I know it's become trendy, but most people should realize this has been around for a long time, right?
For sure.
Tell me about this space, Sue.
So this is my living room with my dog snuck in. Callie snuck in there.
Nice.
And it's so funny. So I have a curved couch, and I had it at the other place, but when I put the curved couch in front of the big window here, it's like it was meant to be there.
Right.
So it's so funny. I really learned a lot, and that I'm hoping to sort of share with everyone today. But it's kind of neat to see your things differently. So you don't necessarily have to move. So this was one of the chairs that I split because I had two of them.
Oh, okay.
And I made a little nook.
So is this just as you walk inside the door?
I love that idea. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
I figured I need, when I have guests over, they need to have a chair to sit in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I went crazy and put a lamp and a table, as we designers do. In my other house, I had a huge wall filled with signs and different things. So here, I selected a smaller wall, and I was much more selective in what I hung. So it's it's really neat, and I just want to say to the viewers, you don't necessarily have to move to do this.
Right.
You can take a look at your home and a specific space or a room and say, you know what can I do to make it different or give it some new life without spending any money?
Yeah, I guess that's the first step. And as you said, we take a lot of time and effort, but then sometimes we kind of get a little tired, right? Of what we're seeing.
Yeah,
so
sure.
What's your advice, and is somebody walks, into their house today and they go, geez, I want to change something. What's the first step of making those changes?
It's actually making them.
Just
it's so
doing
funny
it,
because
right.
I was just at a house before I came here at a client's home, and she had a fireplace, and it was in a weird location, and she had nothing. She just had plants on the mantle. And on the way going upstairs, I saw this beautiful artwork that her aunt made. So we actually took it and hung it over the fireplace, just leaned it. It's beautiful. It's now the focal point of the room. And we actually took a little love seat and put it on an angle in front of the fireplace.
Nice.
Where there was nothing there before. And we just sat there. And she said to me, I think I'm going to cry because this is so beautiful.
Right.
And now I get to see my aunt's painting every day.
And it's something so simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I mean, sometimes I think, I'm glad you mentioned fireplace because I think sometimes we take away from that being the focal point with a big screen TV or whatever else you're putting around it. And it's such a beautiful piece, right? It's usually, obviously, has stone around it, whatever kind of stone you want to do, but we don't use some of those things properly, right? Some of those focuses. How do people get in touch with you, Sue, if they need your help trying to create a beautiful space?
They can check me out on Facebook, Decor Therapy Plus, or go to my website, decortherapyplus.com.
Excellent. Congratulations on the new home. It's absolutely beautiful. And follow Sue on Facebook, by the way, because you're always updating things and sharing different ideas. And Sue will be back next month with a brand new topic. We'll be back with more after this. Don't go anywhere.
This is a perfectly healthy child. What's unhealthy are birth alerts, a racist practice that may stop this Indigenous mother from going home with her newborn. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Johnny wanted to go back home. It was 1,000 kilometers away. They forced him to go to the Indian residential school. More than 150,000 of us children had to go. They wanted to change us.
Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name.
Hallowed be your name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done. Kill the Indian and the child. It's been called cultural genocide. I survived residential school. My brother Johnny did not.
Chani Wenjack was one of thousands of children who died due to Canada's residential school system. More than 80,000 survivors and their families still live with its legacy today.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade. I hope you join us here every single week on An Hour to Give. We're going to talk about community, philanthropy, and volunteerism. It's airing right here on Rogers TV.
public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Welcome back to the show. Pleased to have my next guest back. She's been on the show many times over the years. She's co-written a fantastic book. It is called The Context Eating Method for Women. Darpan Ahluwalia joins me, also a context eating method specialist and registered holistic nutritionist. You've got a lot of titles here.
Way too
What
many.
does your business card look like, Darpan?
It's pretty busy.
Welcome. It's great to have you here. I really appreciate you taking the time. Tell me about this book. You co-authored it with Kathy Ryan, who couldn't make it today because there's a bit of a snowstorm. We're not going to make fun of you, Kathy. Okay. We were joking around in the green room about you. But the two of you, how did the two of you connect?
So we connected back in 2009 when I had a weight loss clinic on Riverside in Saint Laurent, and she was my partner in that.
Okay. And this context eating method, is this something you created, just the two of you?
Yes.
Tell me about the beginnings then, and what was your inspiration for this method?
So, a lot of people are so stuck in that social mode of, need to fit into certain dress, need to do certain weight according to their height, and restrictions on food, which is the biggest issue, because that's not sustainable. So what we wanted and created way back, and been tuning that throughout the years, is you'll be able to eat anything you want, but in the right context. So there's no good or bad food. Like people say, you're doing a diet, like, oh, I can't have a cupcake. And ours, we're like, yes, you can have a cupcake, but in the right context. So example is, there's a birthday party, you have family and friends around you, it's a joyous moment. Enjoy that cupcake. But in the middle of the night, you have some cupcakes left in your fridge, 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep, you go grab that, or you're like, ooh, there's one left and someone else will have it, which happens often. Go grab it, is not the right context. So we're teaching people to be able to enjoy anything they want, but in the right context.
Right.
So also knowing what your triggers are. Most weight loss will always, attach themselves to emotional traumas and emotional things. We also talk about different triggers as to situational triggers, habitual triggers. So we're making them understand there's other reasons why they are doing what they're doing and it's not working. So, and
obviously you follow this method personally yourself. What changes have you seen as you've sort of been refining the method and working on it with yourself?
Definitely overall health, yes. But my biggest thing is I'm a sugarholic. Yes, I'm a nutritionist, but I am a sugarholic. And my favorite treat is cotton candy. What is it? It's pure sugar, right? But it takes me to this really happy moment in my life when I was a kid where I would get that cotton candy when it was a very special moment.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to have it, I'm not going to just have it because I'm going to pick it up from a grocery store or try making it. It's when I go to a fair and someone's making it fresh. And I'll be like, you know what? It's the right context. But it also takes me to a happy moment. So this is something that I can do versus taking a few bags home in the middle of the night, eating them, or the next day or the day after is not the right context.
That resonates with me, actually. Now that you put it in that context, pardon the pun with the, but I remember, when would you get cake? When I was a kid, and I think things have changed, from generation to generation. Right. But in our household, candy wasn't available at all times. Sugar wasn't available all the time, whether it was cakes. When did we have it? When we celebrated something.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
So that's exactly what you're saying, is trying to get back those memories, perhaps, that made it special. And so why not just make it a special occasion each time?
Yeah, because it's not sustainable when people start doing a diet and they're restricted from one thing to the other. It's not sustainable. We want to be able to get to the goals we want in a healthier way, in a sustainable way. Context way is the way to go.
What about response from clients? And you work, not only have you written this book, but you work with clients, and obviously you tell them about this particular method. What has been their response?
Lots of aha moments.
Really?
Tons of aha moments. And lots of them have been able to lose the weight and keep it off and still enjoy that moments of foods they love to eat, drinks they love to drink. So it's been a real changer for them. There are people who've tried tremendous different types of weight losses, and this is something that's been sustainable for them because there's no restrictions. So the mindset has got a better, handle on it.
How would you describe the book? Is it a story? Is it a reference book? Is it sort of, can you use this as a manual? Or
it's your manual. Everybody should
right?
have one, because we also say that, anything that we talk about in here with the triggers and about the context eating, you can use that analogy with anything in your life. So it's got a lot of interesting information. It teaches you about the triggers as well, because you want to know which triggers you have so you can work on them, and lots of lovely recipes at the back that you can enjoy.
You've got a book signing coming up. Before we give that information, you're also working on another book. Tell me about that project.
Yes. So, people, the minute they see the book, they love the title, and we wanted to just keep it light and fluffy and knowledge at the same time.
Right.
It's all about hormones. It's called SOS, Your Hormonal Hot Mess.
I love the title.
I'm getting into that stage. We have a lot of friends and family members who are getting doing that hormonal stages, and it's not just for women, it's for men as well, where people's testosterone levels are down, libido's slow, energy's slow, and they still don't understand what's causing it. So the book is going to be all about helping them understand their body, understand what hormones could be out of place. So it will be a very, very interesting book, which is coming in a few weeks.
I'm intrigued because I can tell you from personal experience, my wife has gone through a great transformation because she changed her diet and she was having hormonal issues. And I think oftentimes we and there's nothing wrong with turning to medicine, but oftentimes we just turn to our physician, and our physician, perhaps, they don't know everything, okay? Let me just put it that, and they just do the recommended treatment that they've been told to do, right? They have manuals themselves. Instead of trying to find out the reason behind it.
And that's what you want. You want the root cause. You want to know, which hormone is off and why is it off? Is it because of the toxins around you, estrogens coming from xenoestrogens, from bound sheets and other things? There's many reasons your body gets into imbalance.
Your book signing, where and when is it happening?
So that's going to be at Manotick Natural Market. And it's on, I had given you the date.
Oh, I do have the date. Friday, February 2nd. It's right there on the screen. There you have it, everybody at home. Friday, February 2nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can find out more at contexteatingmethod.com, by the way, as well. And you can visit Darpan down at the Manotick Natural Market, a great spot to find out.
And we're going to be giving away a lot of stuff.
Giving away stuff. We love free stuff. My favorite four-letter word is free. We'll be back with more right after this. Thank you, Darpan. Don't go anywhere.
Summer days, summer nights, lots of things to do, places to go, and people to see. If you're having a few drinks, be sure to plan ahead and get home safely. We don't want to pick you up. Drinking drivers risk injuries to themselves and others and take chances with their license, their jobs, and their future. Remember what's at stake and choose your ride, whether you're the driver, the passenger, or the party host. Thanks for supporting sober driving. I hope we never meet.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Join us for Season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
A large demographic that tunes into our show and actually the channel in general are seniors, and many seniors are looking for solutions out there. They want to stay at home longer. Perhaps they just need some help here and there. There's some great help with my next guest. I'm joined by Debbie Abfalter and Julie Joyce. They are with Senior Solutions Inc. Welcome. Great to have you both here. Welcome back, Debbie. Nice to meet you, Julie. And you brought along a special guest here. Debbie, let's introduce Diesel here to our viewers.
This is Diesel, the therapy companion dog. He's been working with Senior Solution for about 5 years. In 2019, we made calendars, Diesel calendars, and then we did a lot of fundraising. I ride a motorcycle, so we do fundraising through. So Diesel does sponsoring. He's raised about $12,000 since then, and that all the monies go back into the community for seniors who are suffering from elder abuse.
That's just amazing.
His job.
Everyone in the green room fell in love with Diesel, I'm sure, right?
Yes, he's a little exhausted from all the love. No, he works with seniors with Alzheimer's and dementia, so he does visits in retirement homes. If we have a client that needs to go to the dentist or a cancer treatment, we bring Diesel. We now actually have 3 dogs on staff.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
And Julie, that's not all the services that you offer, just something like Diesel and the other therapy companionship dogs. What other services do you offer through this?
Many services. Companion visits is a big one. Kind of enriching those day-to-day moments in the home or in a nursing home, even the hospital. Transportation to and from appointments, as well as end-of-life doulas we have on staff.
I'm an
as well.
end-of-life doula, and we have 5 on staff.
Yeah, tell me about that, Debbie. And that's something that really intrigued me when you sent the info. We've got an end-of-life doula coming up on the show a little bit later in February as well.
Well, it's end-of-life is non-medical, non-religious, and non-lawyer. So we advocate for the client. So we are there for the client. We are there as a gatekeeper. If Mr. Smith's sister of 50 years never wants to come and see her, she's not allowed to come. We advocate. We also are sort of a concierge for the family, so we can pick up food. We do a lot of cooking. So if they're in their own home, we can do a lot of in-care home care for the families, but as well for the person that is transitioning, we call it. We have done assistance with MAID, help them apply for MAID. And typically when someone is end of life, they are more apt to accept it than the family.
Right.
So we advocate for them, and we also there to not counsel, but to be there for the family. And when the person transitions, we can wash the body, we can change them, we can assist in getting the coroner and all that stuff. Yeah.
Julie, I would imagine, with many seniors, it's unfortunate that many would find themselves in isolation. So the relationships that you create with these seniors, you must become almost members of the family, like part of their circle of friends, right?
100%. I've worked with seniors myself for about 15 years, and I do consider many of the clients and residents I've worked with part of my family, and I believe our caregivers kind of develop that same relationship. And what's fantastic is after we kind of create these relationships in the community between caregiver and client, it's a two-way street. The client or the caregiver tends to go home feeling better too, and it's really beautiful to see that kind of relationship grow.
Yeah, and as I said off the top, more seniors want to stay at home as well. This obviously gives them an opportunity to extend that, and I think a lot of people forget, maybe Debbie, you can speak on this, a lot of people, hey Dees, where are you headed? A lot of people tend to forget that it's not as expensive as some of the alternatives, right? People think, oh, if I'm going to get home care, that is so expensive. Not necessarily the case.
Well, we can also, you can have 24-hour care, which can be very expensive.
Right.
But a lot of them, and a lot of our demographics too, they think of a nursing home as not a very negative thing.
Right.
I think they used to call it. I can't remember what they used to call it. But anyway, so we can go in there 3-4 hours a day, 8 hours a day. We can assist the families when they can't be there. A lot of our clients have family members all over the world, but they don't live here.
Right.
So we advocate for the family. We're very hands-on. We have an app that they can look at all the notes. So at the end of the day, the caregivers, they literally have a bird's eye view of what we've done for the day.
Right.
And we're very, very hands-on, all of us. I personally am very hands-on. Julie's very hands-on as well. We're very accessible, and we work with other agencies as well. So our need for help with seniors, sometimes other agencies, we all work together. So we're there to help the senior, and it's not about anything else other than helping that particular senior. Yeah.
That's the number one thing
Absolutely,
for
that's our
you, and
goal.
of course that's the number one thing for the client
Because loneliness
themselves.
and with isolation, I mean, a lot of these homes right now are still under isolation with COVID and influenza, and it's worse than obesity. Isolation and loneliness is
well, it's an epidemic, right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, the UK was the first and only country, as far as I know so far, is to have a minister of loneliness.
Wow.
That's how serious they felt that the issue was. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that in this country in particular down the road.
And a lot of seniors were applying for MAID because they were lonely.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
In your life, you know, to get to the point where you're so lonely.
I had one lady, she applied for MAID and she was accepted because all she wanted to do was die for 3 years. And then when she got accepted, I said, so, you know, what is it that you'd like to do now? I went back a week later and she goes, well, it's so final. I said, it is. Well, I don't want to. She wanted that on the table.
Right.
And then once our visits were up and we were going more often, she was no longer
I was
lonely.
going to say that. I mean,
That's
you and your staff, you know, changed that mindset completely.
She had no family in town. So.
Really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much. And thank you, Diesel. You've been so lovely. To find out more information, by the way, you can call them 613-592-1250 or you can visit them at seniors-solutions.com. We'll be back with more to wrap things up right after this.
Thank you.
Join me, holistic chef Daniela Croco, for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, right here on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
On Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the show. What a great dynamic with the guests today. A big thanks to all of them. Just go over a few things we discussed on the show today. Jazz Bandel, she has her samosa workshops throughout the entire year. She's got some more coming up in February. Her January 20th one is completely sold out now, but if you want to find out more information, yogawithjazz.com. She also has a yoga teaching training in Belize coming up in October of this year. So if you want to get more information on that, you can visit her website. Shelley Murdoch, I wanted to point out Healthy and Fit for Life. Her book is available on Amazon, so of course you can find it on Amazon in other bookstores, but a big thanks to Shelley. And remember that idea that Shelley shared with us is, you know what, any movement is great movement. We become so sedentary and sitting in front of our TV, so just start off slowly and start working out. You can get in touch with Shelley on Facebook, on social media at Shelley Murdoch. You can just look her up. And Lisa Cashin, remember she has her brick and mortar store now. You can find out more information about that at ebtks.ca. All right, that does it for today. We'll see you next time here on Daytime.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Hi, I'm Meg, and this is Fit Finley, and we're from Fit Over 50. Join me for a new season, which is full of awesome workouts designed for adults 50 plus. Improve your motivation, your strength, and your energy. Join me for a new season of Fit Over 50 exclusively on Rogers TV.
Join us Monday to Friday on Daytime Ottawa as we showcase some of the fabulous things